Hello friends, I am here today to give you the tools. So in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to understand the age grid changes to the USASF Age Grid and figure out exactly where your athlete can go. Let's start with what is the USASF? That is the United States All-Star Federation. It is one of the governing bodies for All-Star Cheer in the United States. Please keep in mind that this is not the only age grid that is out there. If your gym has international teams, they compete with the IASF Age Grid or the International All-Star Federation Age Grid. And that is not the same as the USASF. And then there's other age grids out there. But if you are with a gym that is a member of USASF, this is the age grid you'll be using for the 23-24 cheer season. The 7-page document can feel very intimidating, but in reality, it's super easy. All you need to know is your athlete's birth year. That's it. Unless your athlete was born in 2004 or 2006, all that matters is the year they were born. When we look at the 7-page document, I want you to ignore everything like approximate ages, all that sort of thing. Just find your athlete's birth year. For instance, let's take Grace Olivia. She was born in 2009. And then we'll take Coleman. He was born in 2012.
For our first example, we're going to use Go. Go was born in 2009, and we know that next season she will be on an elite team. So looking on page 7, we find first her birth year, 2009. Then we go over and we can see that she is not only eligible for levels 1 through 6 junior and levels 1 through 5 senior, this is her first year that she will be eligible for level 6 senior, which is a world's team. Now let's look at Coleman. Coleman's birth year is 2012, and we know that next year he could be on an elite or a prep team. By looking at this chart, we can see that he actually has quite a few levels that he could be on with his birth year. We find the X's and go over and see that he could be on a youth or a junior team as an elite, or he could be on a youth, junior, or senior prep team. There are some differences, so it's important to note what tier of elite, prep, or novice your athlete could be on.
Now let's talk about 2004 and 2006. Those 2 years are the only years where we have to worry about your athlete's birth date. And basically, we need to know if they were born in the first 5 months of the year or the last 7 months of the year. If your child was born between January 1st to May 31st, we're going to call them the older of that year. If they were born between June 1st and December 31st, they're the younger of that year. This actually makes a huge difference when it comes to super senioring because it's what allows an athlete to go off that freshman year of college and still be able to come back and compete with their team. To finish up, let's talk about the biggest change. Basically, open teams need to be adults, 18 and over. Now, obviously, that's going to have a little bit of wiggle room based on the idea that maybe some 17-year-olds start when the team starts, but they turn 18 throughout the year. The thing about this is in this climate of trying to keep our kids protected and make sure that our athletes are in safe environments, we have had teams where 14-year-olds could be with athletes in their 30s. And yes, it absolutely did happen. I personally think it is a great idea. An open team should be just that, open for adults, not kids. I'm happy that my young athlete is never going to be on a team with an adult. And yes, 18-year-olds are sometimes on senior teams, and technically they are adults. Most 18-year-olds who walk in and are on senior teams have been on those teams with these kids since they were in elementary school and middle school. So you have kind of a different situation there where the expectations for the team and the expectations for these athletes are those that have been instilled in them since they were all kids. Those expectations are vastly different than taking my daughter, who's 14, turning 15 next season, and putting her on a team with men and women in their mid-20s or older. That's not something I'm comfortable with. I think every parent needs to really think about how much those rings and winning is worth. Do you want your kid that young to be on those teams? And do you want those teams to be pulling kids that young? Personally, I think teams need to be about bonding and really having a team atmosphere. And I would be really concerned about men and women in their mid-20s who are able to bond with young athletes that are 14 and 15 years old. All that being said, I think the open age grid change to 18 and over is beautiful, wonderful, and I'm 100% for it. Even though I know it's going to cause logistical issues, gyms have time to figure that out. So I'm hoping that with the release of the age grid as it comes, again, right now, this is the early release, I'm hoping that we see that change stay for the safety of both the athletes and the coaches and adult teammates. And that is the 2023-2024 early release age grid explanation. If you have any other questions, please leave them down below. And if you have any questions just about other things in cheer, go ahead and leave those down below too, so I can answer them for you. Have a great day, friends. Bye.